What's up, y'all? My name's Cheska. I'm a film composer. Today I'm going to share with you 7 different ideas you can use to market yourself online. Anyways, let's just jump right in. So number 1, I call it the behind the scenes composing for a scene idea. The very first time I watched this scene, I knew immediately that I wanted to compose music for it. But it wasn't until my director told me that the audience wasn't vibing with the music they originally picked and that I could finally give it a go, I was really excited to do it. And I ended up writing this thing with wobbly piano and bass and sparkly instruments. So you're gonna take a cue that you've scored. If you're already doing film composing gigs, you probably have a bunch of these sitting on your computer. So you're gonna go in there, take a clip, airdrop it to your phone, and then you're going to go on Instagram, click the voiceover button, and then share your thoughts on how you approached composing for it, and just give context. And what this does is walk people through your work, number 1, and then number 2, show people that you actually have experience doing film scoring rather than just shoving music in their face. A lot of the filmmakers I've worked with love when I do this. In terms of how long this takes, it literally could take between 5 to 10 minutes. It doesn't take that long. All right, and then idea number 2, I call this the opinion post. So basically, whatever you have a strong opinion on because of perspective or your experience navigating this industry, you should choose that, make it the title, and then basically prompt people to agree or disagree and explain why in the comments. So this is a reel that I did using B-roll. I was about to do work for the day, composing work, and obviously it takes a lot of time to set up your camera and record, and if you use OBS, setting that up, whatever. So I literally just took my tripod, which is what I'm using right now, pointed it at my desk, and basically you're going to just use trending audio, whatever music that you want, and then use text to prompt people to engage below. So what you're really looking for here is to engage with your peers and learn from other people, not so much to teach your directors what it's like for you composing and whatever. You're just going to focus on community. So this took me less than 5 minutes. A lot of the engagement happens because people love to share their opinions, and in most cases I don't care about people's opinions, but in this case I deliberately set this up so that people would share their opinions, and a lot of people agreed that having an orchestral background doesn't really matter. It's about storytelling, and I was really happy with it. So apparently this got me 150 followers or something, and I was like, but why? It's not even that valuable. Anyways, do that if you want to connect with more composers. Idea number 3, it's a POV style. So POV, I tell you how I started composing while X. I made this up, I haven't seen anyone do this before, but basically I took a video of myself improvising on piano, playing around, whatever. You can do that for whatever instrument you want, or just show yourself playing around in your DAW with different instruments or samples or something, and just let it play out in real time so people can feel like they're next to you. I always talk about how when I was 11 years old, instead of practicing, I would actually just mess around on the piano and do shit like this, karate chopping the piano. And then you're gonna use a voiceover and captions to tell people your story, why you started pursuing composing, and give them some insight into your life, basically. So this took me 10 to 15 minutes because I was thinking about what I wanted to say, and I did a couple of run-throughs. I just took my phone, opened up Instagram, filmed something really quick, positioning my phone by the keyboard, and then I just filmed myself improvising, and then I did the voiceover afterwards. You could really do this with anything, an acoustic piano, acoustic guitar, whatever instrument that you have lying around. So yeah, This kind of content works because it invites people into your life just like the previous one, but this one is more like storytelling. Like you're using your voice to, you know, tell people who you are while you show them what it's like for you as a composer. And filmmakers that follow me really enjoyed this, and yeah, I mean, they're a storyteller, you're a storyteller, you should tell stories. Idea number 4, the one thing I wish I knew when I started my journey as a composer. So no matter where you are in your journey right now, you've hopefully been learning things as you've made mistakes and like grown. And what you can do to make this real is to get b-roll. You're gonna get a b-roll clip of you working in your studio, and then you're gonna use text to share your idea. So this is a reel from Juan Dusan, who is a composer that I greatly admire, and this shouldn't take very long. It takes probably like 5 minutes or less. And the reason why it works is because, again, you get to share your reflections on your journey and potentially like help another composer. So the metrics for this one that you would focus on, the engagement metrics. So there's that one. And then of course filmmakers will also like it because they get to learn more about you. They might not sorry, thank you. So as I was saying, filmmakers might be watching, but they might not comment. Always think about the filmmaker that could be watching, and if they resonate with your story, then that's a big plus, and they might want to work with you for that reason in addition to your music. So yeah, always think about the filmmakers that are watching. Idea number 5, me then versus me now montage. So back when Barbie came out, Billie Eilish's song was really popular, right? So I did a little montage using clips that I have on this phone, which I'm recording on right now. Taking a drive, hours and ideal, looked so alive. I started documenting my life on it in 2021, and I was able to make a little montage just by going down the years. So I went 2021, 22, 23 at the time, and I was about to quit my job as a scientist. So I just quickly slapped them together, put the music on using Instagram, and then people really liked it because they felt inspired, but also I felt like behind all of the success I was trying to portray, like, oh, I won this award, or oh, I went to this festival, whatever, I really want people to see how hard it was to pursue this career. And I'm still at the beginning of my career, to be honest. Like, it's been 5 years, but honestly, compared to a lot of composers who have been in the industry for a long time, they're just like not relatable. I love when they open up though, because you're just like, oh my gosh, like he struggled just like me. So I wanted to be that person for someone, and also for myself to like look back on. So it's a very emotional reel. Pandemic happened, right? And I did not love the job I was about to have. I already knew I didn't want to do it. I was doing it because I felt like I had no choice. The moment I got to leave was a big deal. Not to say that you need to have like this big life-changing moment to make this kind of real, but I do think if you can give people context around your journey and the obstacles you've had to overcome, it could literally just be like, oh, me at the beginning of this year versus me like today. Let's say at the beginning of the year you struggled a lot with imposter syndrome, or you had writer's block or whatever, and now you feel like the ideas are flowing. You could do like a me before and a me now montage or something. Don't feel like you need to be perfect or anything. Let people see the imperfections. I don't know why I sound nasally right now. Feels like I'm allergic to film. Idea number 6. You're gonna take a composition that you've already made and basically break it down by performing the parts, or like just visually showing the music in a way. So the best example of this is Unica Tanzel's infamous airplane video. What I really like about it is that you get to see her put her body, like her musicality, into the music rather than just seeing like, you know, MIDI and whatever. And there's also like little bits of b-roll of like the plane flying and the fact that the music's inspired by flying and everything. So you're gonna have to have music you've already written, and then depending on your musicianship and like how well you remember that piece, you can sync your playing to it while you play it back, either through your headphones, through your DAW. Go chronologically through the song and be like, okay, there's a piano part in the beginning, maybe there's like a string run you want to highlight, and just like go down the list. It's best if you have a piece that is interesting for like 33 seconds to 60 seconds. And then to make this really effective, you're gonna want to use text to like show people what's happening. And then it's also a good idea to use 3 different camera angles. I heard Unica talk about this, and I think it's really, really smart. So basically you're gonna have something like this where you see your face and like, you know, you playing. And then you're also gonna have a close-up, so like your hands, you're like, and then you can also have like an overhead. So if I were to do that now, you would just be like that. So those 3 angles combined should make for a very visually interesting reel. It shouldn't take too long, but I know a lot of us overthink this kind of thing, but I promise it shouldn't take over an hour or 2. The reason why this works is, like I said, you get to show people your musicality, how much fun you're having, the passion you have. You're the person behind the music, so you should be able to show people that you love what you do. If you go viral, like Unica, then I guess you'll grow an audience of non-composers and people who just like your music. So that's a plus too. And then lastly, idea number 7. This is something that I did when I recorded my string quartet for the first time. I call it the ex-composer vibes content. So you're basically going to summarize a piece of music that you made into like some kind of vibe. So in this instance, I called it the depressed composer vibes. And then I put like a little score playback of my music. And I had it like flip along so that you could follow the music. And then in the background, there's rainy day footage that I took back when San Diego got hit with like a really bad rainstorm, and it just like fit the mood perfectly. And then at the bottom, I wrote a string quartet about how much I hate my job, like how I hate working on Saturdays. And oh, Yo-Yo's hello. He doesn't like being kissed. What you're gonna want to do is, again, pick music that you've already written, and you can do this with MIDI roll as well if you don't notate your music, but you want to have a background video that matches the vibe you're going for, and then title it in a way that tells people what the music's about. And this shouldn't take more than 15 minutes maybe. You can screen record your DAW to get the MIDI, or you can do screenshots of your sheet music and then find a way to like format it nicely so that people can follow along. And this works because people can see your music in a more interesting way, and yeah, the background video is just vibey. The biggest takeaway I hope you get from this video is to like quit overthinking this and just have fun. That's literally the best advice I can give. The only reason I've been this consistent is because 8 times out of 10 I've had fun. I know like it's very hard in the beginning when like no one's paying attention to you, but the worst thing you can do is nothing. And I spent a long time doing nothing, and that got me nowhere. So I hope today you take this as a sign to do something about it and actually start using your social media, because it's literally the reason why I have so much work. It's so hard to record videos. Anyways, thank you for getting to this point in the video. If you need help with this, I do one-on-one coaching sessions. Other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. I was looking at my laptop the whole time. It's very hard to read a script and look at the camera at the same time.